I'm Tami McCarthy.
And I'm Becki Davis.
We're two soul sisters on the front lines of growth and transformation, getting real about it all.
You know, sometimes we're totally in our woo-woo groove, walking on light.
Yep. And other times, we lose our footing and end up tripping over those very same rays of sunshine. That's woo-woo in the real world. On this show, we're giving you an inside look at all the healing practices and mindfulness that we use and how we integrate them into our lives.
Yep, we're talking to interesting people who can help us along the way as we look at some of the woo and wild things that make us go,
We hope that you'll join us, living woo-woo in the real world.
Not only is it the Earth episode, but we are at, well, one of the most renowned healers, a shamanic healer and spiritual channel. And this is a clue as to where we're going. So come on over. Let's see her and let's check it out.
Hi, come on in.
So welcome. Thank you.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah.
So good to be back here. Thank you. Thank you so much. Come on in.
So Eve, I'm just so fascinated by this room. This is your healing room.
Yes.
And why don't you give us and our viewers a little tour around your space?
I'd love to. Well, I mean, this is just, my paraphernalia that I can share with people, my flyers,
Well,
information.
this is the business corner.
Yeah, there you go.
Right?
Yeah, the business card.
Yes.
And of course these are very Native American, well, they are Native American related, and I've had them shipped from different areas of the world, and I've traveled the world extensively. And then I like to hang different, like this is from Hawaii, different, this was in Portugal, little, but
so
they all
each
have,
object is from your travels around
yes,
the world?
all from around the world.
Amazing.
And so I like to keep the energy going in that way. I'd like to point out I have a mirror on the floor, which people may think that's strange, but the mirror plays a major role. That's from Italy. And the mirror has my back for when I work with people, when I'm having the one-on-one sessions or more than one, and my back is standing here and the people are facing me here. So the mirror energetically will not allow energy to, if there's something that is not of the highest degree of energy that someone's carrying, and I'm extracting it energetically from the electromagnetic field, the mirror protects me. It's got my back, so it reflects the energy back to them until I pull it and release it. Yeah, and this is why I always have mirrors. Even in my bedroom, the way I have it, I mean, it's all strategically placed, but the mirror basically has my back.
Yeah.
And healers, I don't know if many healers follow suit to that, but I think it's more of people that are doing work in my field that understand the meaning of this. It's like the Native Americans, the women, there's a ceremony, and they wear these necklaces, and they're all little mirrors around their neck.
Yes.
That's the principle, that they're protecting themselves from energy not to attack them.
Right. Interesting.
And actually, some of my clients, once they've understood this and, I've explained it to them, there's a few women that are now wearing necklaces with mirrors on them. Actually, there's a little mirror. So one even had a ring with a mirror. But the mirror really does reflect it back to the origin of who's sending it. If it's something negative or someone's trying to project something not the best interest towards someone, it goes back to the projector.
I've heard that about clear crystals as well. That clear crystals do the same thing.
Yeah. But it's fascinating, all these little tricks of the trade, but they all work. I mean, it truly does work. Yeah, so these were this is an actual buffalo head, true blue. This is a replica of the shield, with the Native Americans wore, on their chests. Just different things that represent psychic ability. I have a lot of birds. The birds, the birds to me are representing the angels as well, but the winged ones. I mean, it's you know, it's a higher meaning. That's a rattle, all sorts of things. And here is my most prized possession. The way I will explain it is my drum. This is very, very sacred, and I use it when I'm clearing homes, businesses, and properties. But it communicates with me continually, even when I'm not working. And I may be sitting in another part of the house, and it will just go off by itself, and it's communicating with me. If I'm thinking about something or I'm trying to figure something out, it will confirm what I'm possibly thinking. This is the best solution, my next tactic, whatever. It confirms it. Or when I'm working with the clients and I'm in the trance, and if my hands are touching, if I'm at the point where I'm physically bringing through the healing, it will alert me to go deeper where I'm touching.
Oh, wow.
Or it confirms what I just stated in the message when I'm channeling. So the drum is very, very instrumental. And one of my guides, his name is Olofi, Olofi. He's an African medicine man, and he is the one who's bringing through that communication with me. He was my son-in-law in a past life when I was queen of an African village in that lifetime, and my daughter today, my true blue daughter today, Marla, was married to him. So he was the medicine man of our village. So I had a strong bond with him in communication. He would tell me about this or that, or this was going to happen, that was going to happen, and he's still doing it via the drum.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. I thought I silenced my phone.
Well, that's the confirmation of what I just said.
So I just want to say for anybody listening, and if this makes it in the video, I have been in a session with Eve. Now, it sounds crazy. The drum is just lying there as it's lying. And she's not holding it, she's not drumming it, nothing. And we're having, I think this was in the post conversation, it's gone off twice in 2 different sessions.
Yes, yeah.
One, we were just getting started and you said something, and I was like, was that the drum? And you're like, oh boy, this is gonna be good.
Wow.
And then another time, I heard it go off. And it's not like a boom.
Yeah.
It's like a ting ting.
Yeah, it's like a click or a, you know, you definitely know it's coming from the drum.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's stronger than
sounds
others.
like, yes,
Yeah.
but for me, it sounds like somebody's like flicking it with their fingers,
Yeah,
right? Versus a pounding, or like using the mallet.
Right,
Or,
right.
Yeah, it's super interesting when it happens. You're
Yeah.
like, wait a second, how did that happen?
Yeah,
It's just sitting there.
Many people will go up to it afterwards and lift it up and examine it and say, you know,
Yeah.
they're trying to figure out,
Yeah.
you know.
Anyway, moving on, but
Yeah.
I've witnessed that one.
This is my book.
Yes,
The book I
amazing.
wrote.
We'll also link to it.
Yeah, so the books are there. And then, of course, more skulls here. This was handmade by a Native American Indian. And, you know, there's from all over the world. For example, this, believe it or not, was from Mount Sinai in Egypt. I climbed Mount Sinai.
Oh, wow.
And it was at the top, and there were Bedouins there. And this is how I acquired this, from the top of Mount Sinai. That was an amazing experience I had, because I didn't think I was going to make it. The altitude was affecting me, and I thought I was going to go off, you know, maybe just fly off, because I couldn't stabilize my body. But I did write about that in my book, how I had an intervention with Kuan Yin, who appeared to me. I mean, there's nobody up there, but there was this Bedouin when I got to the top with a camel, and gifted this to me. I mean,
Wow.
you can't, you know, it's like hard for me to even think about myself, that these experiences I've had. But yeah, I was climbing that mountain for many hours throughout the evening. It was cold, and then it got so hot, and you know, you're in the desert, and I had food in my backpack, you know, like bars and things, but it wasn't doing the trick, and I couldn't stabilize with the altitude, and my body. I mean, I knew the edge of where I was, the mountain was there, but I couldn't prevent my body. My body was like magnetized that I was going. And I said, "Oh my God, I'm going to really go over. This is how I'm going to go. I'm going to go over this the side of the Mount Sinai. And I said, I just kept saying, if only I had a little bit of bread. I need a little bit of bread to stabilize my body. I need bread. Oh God, please, I just need a little bit of bread. It was like a mantra. And I had my eyes closed, I opened my eyes, and there's this woman standing there. It was Kuan Yin. Kuan Yin is was Buddha's mother. Kuan Yin was the one who started the Reiki understanding. It came through Buddha's mother, and her name was Kuan Yin. And she appeared to me there with bread. I thought I was really hallucinating. I said, boy, the altitude really has me. And she had it was like a little roll, more than it was like a little loaf of bread, like a mini loaf of bread. And she broke it in two, and she handed me half of it. And I didn't accept it because I says, am I really seeing this? Is this a mirage? Am I, I didn't know what to think. And she's going like this to me, like, take it. Why aren't you taking it? And I took it from her, and I started to put it in my mouth, and I felt the shift. Immediately, I felt grounded.
Wow.
From that bread. It just stabilized my physical body, and I started to cry hysterically. I said, I don't believe this is happening. And she poofed away.
Wow.
So she saved me with the bread. Mm-hmm. So and then when I got to the very top, that bread allowed me to reach the top of Mount Sinai. And then when I got to the top, there was a Bedouin there with a camel, and this was given to me. So this is very special to me. I mean, there's many of the things, there's different meanings, medicine bags and things. On the floor I have buffaloes. I have tons of buffaloes all over the house, and I even have more that I haven't brought out, but just to line them up.
Are these buffaloes that you've purchased or people give to you?
A lot of them have been gifts, and they're from all over the world. A lot of them are from Native Americans, and like if you sage or whatever, but I don't really do that. It's more of it's beautiful. I mean, I've been gifted many things over the course of my career.
Yeah.
With all of this work. For example, this was gifted to me. I was in New Mexico at one of the times I was there, and this was gifted to me by a Native American. I was in the Pueblos. It's the oldest Pueblo ever. It's the oldest of all Pueblos. They're all Indians still living there, purposely without electricity or running water. They truly live off the earth. And it's very sacred, and they many of them, have the crafts they make jewelry, whatever, beautiful things. And so many times, I've been to New Mexico quite a number of times, but some of those times I made it a point that I wanted to always visit the Pueblo. So one of the times I was there, I was going from little hut to hut, because I wanted to support them and buy something and leave them money, so that's the purpose of it. They don't allow you to take pictures there, no photos or anything. So as I'm making my way around the Pueblo, I enter one of the huts, and the Native American gentleman came up to me, and he gifted this to me. And he said, this is for you because you're one of us.
Oh, wow.
As soon as I walked through the threshold, he didn't know me, but he said, I recognize you. You're one of us. And this, look, so this is truly, yes, the talent. And this represents the work I do. Because the talent, when a shaman is pulling out the negativity from one's auric field, the medicine men, the medicine women who would do this, they would pull it with the talon to remove the blockage. And these are red hawk tail feathers.
Beautiful.
So I was very, very honored returning with this. And so all meanings to me.
Yes.
It's all meanings. I mean, many people, I don't explain it when they come here, but it's all, this is my space, my sacred space. And then here's family photos here, and there's Buddha back there, speaking about Buddha. And then over here, now here's White Buffalo Woman. That was also gifted to me by a medical doctor. And he gifted that to me because he never even knew who White Buffalo Woman was, but he had attended one of my groups in Manhattan. This was in Manhattan. And he was so taken by everything that he witnessed and saw. And the next time I was there in Manhattan, he came and he gifted me this. And it's made by a famous doll maker. Of course, I don't remember her name, but handmade. It's the one of a kind, and that's White Buffalo Woman. And
Very cool.
yeah. So and then there's a lot of skulls here. A lot of people don't understand that, but
The skull corner.
yeah, the skull corner. And but this is my main one for me personally. This is Charlie. And Charlie is very, very powerful, and he's been with me pretty much all over the world. And he literally can speak. A voice comes out of him from within him. And he has given people answers. And
A little wisdom from Charlie.
yeah, so...
Did you name Charlie?
Yeah, I named, well, he told me. He
told you
told
the
me that his name is Charlie, so. And he's also one of my very prized possessions, so.
Where did you get Charlie?
Actually, Charlie's from New York, but I knew that he needed to, he communicated with me. And he said he needed to come home with me. And so I have traveled with him extensively, you know, even out of the United States, when I would be in the presence of some of these original skulls, and I would bring him and put him, you know, like face to face with the original skulls, like you know, like this. And so then the energy is transferred into him, so he's very, very powerful. And I don't know if I should mention, but I've had one client offer me $1 million for him, which of course I declined, because he spoke to her and she said he changed her life.
Oh, wow.
He literally, he said to her, I love you. And he broke through her heart chakra. And she said her heart chakra literally felt like it split in her body. And she said it felt like a fountain of water was constantly, you know, being distributed. Yeah. And she said, I have to have him. I said, I'm his keeper. He stays with me. And she kept coming and unannounced to my home and saying, I need to have him. I will purchase him. I'll give you $1 million. And I said, never.
Wow.
I said, money can't buy Charlie. He stays with me. So very, very powerful. And it's not magic, it's truth. It's really, really, you know, none of this is magic. It's truly the higher beings, the higher forces trying to show us how this really works. The power of Earth and the power of what could truly be, even more so. If we
But
allow
you
it.
as the channel, I mean, it's really powerful.
Yes, I'm very thankful.
I mean, I don't have these messages coming, or, you know what I mean, to me. I mean, you have a very special gift.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's why, you know, as I continue to work here on Earth, and I feel like I have to, you know, I won't retire unless they retire me. I won't. I mean, this was given to me. This is what my mission is, to keep going as long as I'm able to physically execute what I'm doing. You know, this is what I'm here to do. It's really taken precedence over my life. But you know, so these are my skulls, and you know, this is like very sacred. Everything is sacred, but you know, this is a cameo that was carved of me. They copied my book cover, but in Italy.
Yeah.
In Perugia, Italy. And this was gifted to me, so I hung it around White Buffalo Woman.
Yeah.
I put it around her neck. I said, look, I would like to commission your mother to make me a carpet.
Oh, wow.
And she said, really? I said, yes. I said, I live in Connecticut, and I basically gave the dimensions. And I said, whatever she wants to make, I said, I'm willing to, you know, her design, whatever. And to show goodwill, I gave the daughter cash. And the friend who I was with, she was traveling with me, she said to me, are you crazy? You're giving her cash?
You don't know who she is? Yeah.
I said, I trust. And my friend, she thought I was nuts. I think I maybe gave her $300 cash. And she said, you're crazy. Just to show my good faith. And I said, whatever it is, I will keep sending you the balance. You let me know. One whole year. And I never heard, months and months passed, but I still didn't give up faith. You know, I knew they were going to come through. And then I get a letter in the mail from the daughter, and with pictures, with photos, showing the progress that the mother did, everything from the loom, the you know, whatever they do with the and the dyes. She did. I mean,
the workmanship is impeccable.
it took over a year just for this, but she also sent me 2 smaller ones I have up in my upstairs part of the home, and you know, and and I gave her more than what she wanted because I felt bad. She said to me, "This will be my mother's last ever," because she said she doesn't have the strength anymore. She doesn't have the strength to pull, you know, with the loom or whatever, however she does it. And so I was very thrilled. So I keep that under the people. People don't know this is under here, but and then I have the Native American maps and information, Chief Sitting Bull, and things like this.
Layers and layers and layers.
Yeah.
Layers in here.
But everything I do is a reason. There's a reason behind, see there's more stuff here, there's maps over here. And if anybody wants to pack things up for me and go through, they're going to say, what was this woman doing? But I don't care, because there's a reason, there's a higher reason behind everything.
Yeah.
But you've heard me tell you many times that I was placed in this house and they told me I'm not to leave this house because of the grids and ley lines connected to the school. And they said all the work I'm doing here goes under the earth and it travels over to the school across the street to benefit the students.
Oh, wow.
And they said I was placed in this house purposely. I wasn't even doing the work then. I was just married.
Right.
And they said that was the higher reason why we had to buy this house. And they said you're not to leave this house unless we say you may now move on.
Right.
And they're not. I don't think they're ever going to tell me to move on. So I said, this is where I am. So, and I'm thankful that I'm here. I mean, I've been here for 50 years now, but it is my home now. I mean, it's definitely my home. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So this is the room that I truly live in most of all of my homes, all of the rooms in my home here. This is the room I'm in the most. Yeah.
Well, thank you for giving us a tour.
Yes.
And now we're going to go into the studio and have a deep dive.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes, I'd love to.
I literally just thought, maybe I'm just nervous, and maybe I'm just nervous, and that just happens. But then when you just said that about her chakra, I was like,
So what happened?
when she took it out of my hand,
The skull.
the skull,
Charlie.
when you took Charlie out of my
Yeah.
hand, my throat chakra started vibrating, and it actually made me a little lightheaded. And I thought for like a split second, I was like, oh my god, am I going to have to sit down?
Yeah.